The second generation of biofuels are derived from lignocellulosic materials such as crop, husk, and straw. The technology enables a plant to isolate lignin and cellulose in order to ferment the cellulose into alcohol. It was developed due to significant limitation of first-generation biofuels. The second-generation biofuels provide greater percentage of biofuel sustainability with better environmental advantages. Process flow technology. Separate hydrolysis fermentation, simultaneous saccharification and fermentation, simultaneous saccharification co-fermentation, and consolidated bioprocessing. SHF sequentially performs enzymatic hydrolysis and fermentation. Temperatures of the enzymatic hydrolysis and fermentation can be independently optimized. In SHF, a smaller amount of saccharifying enzymes is needed for this method. Cellulases are inhibited by the final product, that is, the efficiency decreases with increasing concentration of sugar. In SSF, the method which combines enzymatic hydrolysis with fermentation in a single phase. The use of enzymatic complex to hydrolyze cellulose and obtain sugars is the basis for SSF. Furthermore, the use of single vessel for fermentation and saccharification, reducing both residence times and capital costs. For SSEF, it is feasible option for ethanol production from xylose-rich lignocellulosic materials. The enzymatic hydrolysis of the pre-treated substance takes place along with fermentation. It also uses advanced genetic engineering to encourage fermentation. In CBP, the combination of 4 biological events is occurred in a single reactor, which are saccharolytic enzyme production, hydrolysis polysaccharides, hexose sugar fermentation, and pentose sugar fermentation.
CBP has a possible development for low-cost biomass production. It can be carried out at a single optimized temperature in a single vessel. It also provides simplification of the overall operational method for ethanol output from cellulosic biomass.
Thus, consolidated bioprocessing is chosen for the second generation biofuel technology. Moving on to the advantages of consolidated bioprocessing.
Examples include forestry products, energy crops like miscanthus, also known as elephant grass, and agricultural byproducts like straw. We can generate heat or electricity from biomass in a way that is close to carbon neutral over the material's life cycle. To understand the environmental benefit of using biomass, let's look at how fossil fuels like coal, oil and natural gas are created. Plants absorb carbon dioxide or CO2 from the air as they grow. When they die, some of the carbon from the CO2 remains trapped in the decaying vegetation. Over millions of years, these buried layers of vegetation are compressed and transform into either coal, oil, or natural gas. The carbon that was removed from the atmosphere is effectively locked underground. Now let's look at 2 ways you could heat a house. The first example uses a fossil fuel, coal. Coal is extracted from the ground and transported to the house. This process produces CO2 emissions. The fuel is then burnt, providing heat. CO2 from the fossil fuel is released into the atmosphere,